Hey everyone. Today I took my car out for a drive here in San Antonio. It was a pretty nice day. And when I got back, my garage door wouldn't open. I did the garage door mod with an ashtray delete and a Targa switch a few months back. I didn't document the install very well, but yeah, so I did that, and today I got home and my garage door wouldn't open. The switch is a rocker, so I had it set up to open one of my garage doors for my Porsche, and the other side of the switch opens my two-car garage for my other car. The other side worked fine, so it was just this side that wasn't working, the side for my Porsche. So I opened up my main door, went inside, and hit my wall switch, and the door did open. So I knew it wasn't a problem with my opener or anything like that. So I went ahead and pulled out the little center console cubby and pulled out my remote and wiggled the wires. And sure enough, when I was wiggling it, contact was happening. I actually closed my door. So I knew it had to be a problem with the wire in there. It's really easy to take out and put back in and stuff. Basically, the little posts, the positive and the negative posts on the buttons on that circuit board they're super tiny, and so you're working just with a teeny bit of solder, and so I figured I just didn't put enough on there. So I took it inside, and yeah, sure enough, that's exactly what it was. Easy fix, but I went ahead and videoed it because I didn't do a great job last time. If I have it out, if I can show you guys, then maybe it'll help you if you decide to go and do this mod on your car. It's really easy. So anyhow, I'm going to press forward, show you guys this video. Hopefully it helps you out. And let me know if you have any questions at the end, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. All right. This is one of those little keychain key fobs that has like the 3 different buttons. So that's the remote. This is the circuit board that goes inside the remote. You can see the 3 buttons correspond to the 3 buttons on the actual fob itself. I took the battery out for now, but basically what happened was that wire right there, it broke off the little tab there. I mean, we're working with some pretty small stuff, so it's not a lot of solder holding it. Positive for one of the doors. This is the positive for the other door, and this is the ground for both of them. I'm using this one as a ground, and it basically, on the switch itself, there's one ground spot on the switch. There, the options to select 2 other positives, and then there's 2 other positions, and that's for the lighting of the switch, and I'll show you that in a little bit. I'm going to basically put a little bit of solder right back on this, and then I'm going to reattach this wire right there. Before I do that, I'm going to put just a little bit of electrical tape in here to separate it in case the solder spills over into this little gap. You can see I connected that wire now a little bit better with some solder, and just separated it a little bit with some electrical tape from the ground. And so for any of these posts, by the way, if you get this Chamberlain remote, which I believe works with a few different kinds, LiftMaster, garage door openers and things, there's the little 3-button remote. Each of these little tabs, like right on the top side is the hot, and the bottom side is the ground for each of them. So that's the hot, that's the ground, that's the hot, that's the ground. But you only really need to use one ground in this case. So now I'm just going to wrap this up with a little bit of electrical tape. I'll take it outside, and I'll show you the car itself and where it goes. Okay, one more thing. When you do this mod, you just basically need 3 pieces of wire, and they don't need to be too long. I made mine probably a little longer than I needed to, but and then I marked them. You just need to put on some female adapters. I marked one black for a ground, and then I have one for my large garage door. I have a 2-car garage, and then I have a 1-car garage, and so that's what the other one's for. So when I hit the switch on one side, my main garage door will open. When I hit the switch in the other direction, my garage with my Porsche will open. And then the other thing I was going to show you was the controller, I mean the case. You can see I notched it right there. I actually just used a pair of wire strippers and just kind of clipped it, and then kind of bent it. You could do it, probably fine tune it with a Dremel or something like that if you wanted. it's hidden inside the center console tunnel, so it didn't really matter to me. You just need to make room for those wires that are coming off that board, and I'll show you that here in a second. Okay, there it is put back together. You can see the notch I was talking about with the wires coming out of it. I can find a good lighted position. There you go. With the remote just kind of snap back together, and that's pretty much it. We'll go outside, I'll test it, and then I'll put it back in the car. Okay, here we are. We're back out at the car now. We've got the soldering done on the switch. It works great. I tested it, and the big button opens my garage door for my Porsche, and the little button opens up my main garage door. Not that that matters though, because whatever side of the switch that you want to actually open the door, just connect that particular button's wire to it, and it'll be that side of the switch will open it. Anyhow, I'm gonna put this thing back in. Let me show you what it looks like inside the car here real quick. Okay, so here is the ashtray delete. Basically, what was here before was a natural brown ashtray. The window switches just snap right back in. And for those of you that had a car like mine, you probably remember these were dummy switches. This is the Targa switch I got. People like using it because it kind of looks like a garage door. I decided, hey, why not take this one step further? And what I did is I went on eBay and I found one of these kinds of switches for like $9. And I took it and I sanded it down and painted it with some black acrylic. And it's actually really nice. On the other side of this thing is some wiring. Now there's the switch I was talking about. And what you can see is there are 5 terminals. There's light terminal 1, light terminal 2. There's a ground, and then the 2 right underneath it that are side by side. That's whatever side of the switch that you want to use as far as to activate whatever it is you're activating. In this case, garage doors. These wires here, the light switches, what I did is I ran those across up underneath there. Basically just disconnected one of the wires that power the lights to one of the window switches, and I just kind of bridged it right off of one of those. So when it's nighttime and you turn on the lights on the car, when it lights up those all your interior lights, it will draw power from there, and it lights up your Targa switch as well. What I'm going to do is take our newly fixed garage door opener switch, and I'm just going to connect it. The ground will go to that top terminal, and then I'll decide which of the two, which side of the switch I want to use to open up which door, and then we'll put it back together. Okay, here it is connected, just like we talked about. I have the ground right there on the top. The 2 right below it are the left and right sides of the switch for each respective garage door. The way I ran the wires is the left side of this switch, or the bubbled up part, will open up the door for my Porsche, and the other side will open up my 2-car garage door. Anyway, so I'm going to set this back down in here now. Let's take this, and I'm just going to feed it right into this tunnel right here. I'll just set it in there like that. And real quickly, even before I screw it down, I'll just test it too. This one we said would open up the door for my Porsche. So I push it, you can hear it, and you see the door start coming down. There it is. I'll hit it again. Up it goes. So here, I'll test this side as well. And you can't see it, but trust me, I can hear it. And I'll hit it again. And I can hear it just reversed my garage door over there. Now I'll just take the 2 little screws, and it takes a T25 Torx, and I'll just put them in. And I'll just reinstall the tray into the tunnel, and then there's like little plastic inserts that go down through this into the tunnel, and then you screw the screws into those inserts, and it's all plastic. Even the screws are plastic. They don't tighten fully. They're not made to do that, but once it's in, it's nice and secured. And then you'll just basically take the little rubber mat, which matches the passenger side rubber mat down in there, and you'll basically just set it right inside. And that's it. It's done. Not really a lot to it. Hopefully it was informative, helped you out, or helps you out if you decide to do it in the future. Like I said, feel free to ask me any questions if you have any issues with it. But hey, thanks for stopping by. If you like it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and see you in the future.